An unexpected arrival. The Galactic University of Xenosciences hung suspended in the inky void of space, a glittering jewel of knowledge and diversity. Its crystalline spires and bioorganic domes housed the brightest minds from 1,000 different species across the known universe. Streams of shuttles and personal transport pods flowed in and out of its numerous docking bays like a cosmic arterial system, bringing new students, esteemed faculty, and curious visitors. Today, however, was different. Today, the university awaited the arrival of its first human student. Professor Xylith, a towering insectoid with iridescent wings and compound eyes that shimmered with intelligence, paced nervously in the main reception hall. His mandibles clicked with anticipation as he addressed the gathered welcoming committee. "Remember," he chittered, "humans are classified as a Class 12 Deathworld species. They're incredibly fragile compared to most of us, but also unpredictable and potentially dangerous. Handle with extreme caution." A chorus of agreement rippled through the assembled aliens. They represented a diverse array of life forms, gelatinous beings that shimmered with bioluminescence, silicon-based crystalline entities that clinked softly as they moved, and even gaseous intelligences contained within specially designed suits. The distant hum of an approaching shuttle caused a hush to fall over the gathering. All eyes, sensory stalks, and other varied organs of perception turned towards the airlock. With a hiss of equalizing pressure, the doors slid open. A small bipedal figure stepped tentatively into the hall. She wore a simple white jumpsuit, her pale skin a stark contrast to the colorful assembly before her. A mane of long, dark hair framed a face dominated by two large brown eyes that darted nervously around the room. "Hello," the human said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I'm Zara Chen. I'm the exchange student from Earth." For a moment, silence reigned. Then, chaos erupted. "It's so small," exclaimed a bulbous creature, its transparent skin revealing swirling internal organs. "Where is its exoskeleton?" demanded a being composed entirely of interlocking metallic plates. "Fascinating," burbled a column of sentient liquid. "It appears to be leaking saline solution from its optical sensors." Indeed, overwhelmed by the alien cacophony, Zara felt tears welling up in her eyes. She took a deep breath, steeling herself. This was what she had trained for, what she had dreamed of since humanity first made contact with the galactic community. She was here to learn, to represent her species, and to prove that humans could thrive among the stars. Professor Xylith stepped forward, his wings buzzing softly in what he hoped was a soothing manner. "Welcome, Zara Chen of Earth. We are honored by your presence at our institution. I am Professor Xylith, and I will be your primary advisor during your stay with us." Zara nodded, grateful for the familiar structure of academic introductions. "Thank you, Professor. I'm excited to be here and eager to learn." As the initial shock wore off, the other aliens began to introduce themselves. Zara did her best to remember names and species, but the sheer diversity of life forms before her was dizzying. There was Gloop, a sentient fungal colony that communicated through spore releases and pheromones. Crystallix, a silicon-based being whose thoughts manifested as intricate fractal patterns across its surface. Zorlax, a gaseous intelligence that spoke by modulating the atmosphere within its containment suit. Each introduction brought new challenges and surprises. Zara found herself constantly adjusting her universal translator, struggling to keep up with the myriad forms of communication. "Come," Professor Xylith said after the introductions were complete. "Let me show you to your living quarters. We've done our best to recreate an Earth-like environment for you." As they walked through the twisting, organic corridors of the university, Zara marveled at the alien architecture. Walls pulsed with bioluminescent veins, floors shifted to accommodate different locomotion styles, and holographic displays flickered with information in 1,000 different languages. "This is amazing," Zara breathed, her earlier nervousness giving way to wonder. "How do you manage to accommodate so many different species?" Xylith's mandibles clicked in what Zara assumed was a smile. "Adaptability is the cornerstone of our institution. We believe that true understanding comes from immersion in diversity. Your presence here is a testament to that philosophy. They arrived at a door that looked oddly out of place, a simple rectangular frame amidst the flowing organic shapes of the corridor. It slid open with a familiar whoosh, revealing a room that could have been plucked straight from a college dorm Earth. We replicated this based on data from your planet's educational institutions, Sylith explained. I hope it meets your needs. Zara stepped inside, torn between comfort at the familiar setting and a strange disappointment. It's perfect, she said, not wanting to seem ungrateful. But I was hoping to experience more of the alien environments. Sylith's compound eyes flickered with surprise. You would prefer non-terrestrial accommodations, but surely the atmospheric composition, gravity, and radiation levels would be detrimental to your health. Zara grinned, some of her old confidence returning. Professor, humans are more adaptable than you might think. We've spent our entire history overcoming harsh environments. I didn't come all this way to stay in a bubble. The insectoid professor regarded her with newfound interest. Fascinating. Perhaps we have underestimated your species' resilience. Very well, we can discuss alternative arrangements tomorrow. For now, rest and prepare yourself. Your classes begin in the morning. As Sylith left, Zara sat on the bed, her mind whirling with the events of the day. She was here, light years from Earth, about to embark on the adventure of a lifetime. The challenges ahead were daunting, but excitement bubbled up within her. She pulled out a small holographic projector, activating it to display an image of her family back on Earth. I made it, guys, she whispered to the smiling faces. I'm really here. With a deep breath, Zara began to unpack, ready to face whatever the universe had in store for her. Little did she know, her presence at the Galactic University of Sciences was about to set in motion a chain of events that would challenge the very foundations of interstellar academia and prove that humanity's place among the stars was anything but ordinary. Adaptation and discovery. Zara's first week at the Galactic University of Sciences was a whirlwind of new experiences, each day bringing fresh challenges and wonders. True to her word, she had insisted on more alien accommodations, and now found herself in a room that seemed to defy the laws of physics as she understood them. The walls shimmered with a pearlescent glow, occasionally rippling as if they were liquid. The floor was a soft, moss-like substance that adjusted its firmness based on her movements. Even the air felt different, thick with a cocktail of alien pheromones and exotic particles that her suit's filters struggled to fully process. As Zara prepared for another day of classes, she couldn't help but smile at the memory of Professor Sylith's concerned expression when she had first entered this new living space. Are you certain you can tolerate these conditions? He had asked, his wings buzzing with worry. The gravitic fluctuations alone could cause severe disorientation in most carbon-based life forms. Zara had simply grinned and given him a thumbs up, a gesture that had confused the insectoid professor even further. Now, as she made her way to her first class of the day, quantum entanglement and its applications in interstellar communication, Zara felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. The course material was leagues beyond anything she had studied on Earth, and the alien technology used in the classroom often left her fumbling. She entered the lecture hall, a vast spherical chamber with students positioned at various angles, some clinging to the walls, others floating in midair. Zara made her way to a section designated for gravity-bound species, settling into a semi-organic seat that molded itself to her body. Greetings, classmates, came the melodious voice of their professor, a being composed entirely of oscillating energy fields. Today, we shall delve into the intricacies of subquantal resonance and its effect on entangled particles across vast distances. As the lecture progressed, Zara found herself struggling to keep up. The mathematical equations floating in the air seemed to shift and change faster than she could comprehend. Her tablet, a biotech device that interfaced directly with her nervous system, was filled with a jumble of half-formed notes and questions. Beside her, a crystalline entity named Zix noticed her confusion. Its faceted surface sparkled as it leaned towards her. "You seem to be having difficulty, human Zora," Zix chimed softly. "Perhaps I can assist you after the lecture." Zara nodded gratefully, relieved to have made a potential friend. As the class ended and the other students began to file out, she turned to Zix with a sheepish smile. "Thanks for offering to help. I feel like I'm so far behind everyone else here." Zix's crystalline body refracted light in a pattern that Zara's translator interpreted as amusement. "Do not be discouraged. Each species brings unique perspectives and abilities to their studies. What you lack in innate quantum perception, you may make up for in other ways." As they began to go over the lecture material together, Zara found herself growing more comfortable with the alien concepts. She started to draw parallels between the quantum theories and some of the speculative science fiction she had read back on Earth. "Wait a second," she said, excitement building in her voice. "If we consider the entangled particles as nodes in a network, couldn't we potentially create a form of instantaneous communication across any distance?" Zix's crystalline structure vibrated in surprise. "That is an intriguing hypothesis. It goes against several established theories, but the underlying logic is sound. How did you arrive at this conclusion?" Zora explained her thought process, drawing from a mix of scientific principles and imaginative leaps inspired by human literature. As she spoke, she noticed a small crowd of alien students gathering around them, their varied sensory organs focused on her with intense curiosity. "Remarkable," hummed a cloud-like being. "The human's neural pathways seem to make connections that our more structured minds overlook." "Indeed," added a sentient plant, its leaves rustling with excitement. "There is a chaotic creativity to her thinking that could yield unexpected insights." As word of Zora's unconventional ideas spread through the university, she found herself at the center of attention. Alien students and even some professors sought her out, eager to discuss theories and exchange ideas. Her unique human perspective, combining scientific knowledge with imaginative leaps, offered fresh approaches to age-old problems. However, not everyone was thrilled with the human's rising popularity. Drox, a hive-mind entity composed of thousands of tiny insectoid creatures, viewed Zora's presence with growing suspicion. The human's undisciplined thoughts threatened the very foundations of our academic rigor. Drox buzzed angrily to a group of like-minded students. "We cannot allow primitive intuition to overshadow millennia of established galactic science." Despite the growing tension, Zora threw herself into her studies with renewed vigor. She spent long hours in the university's vast library, a space that defied Euclidean geometry, where information was stored not just in databanks, but in the very fabric of reality itself. It was during one of these late-night study sessions that Zora made a startling discovery. As she pored over ancient star charts, comparing them to modern galactic maps, she noticed a discrepancy. A sector of space, previously thought to be empty, showed faint signs of artificial structures in the older records. "Professor Xylith." Zora burst into the insectoid's office, her eyes wide with excitement. "I think I found something important." The professor's antennae twitched with interest as Zora explained her findings. As the implications of her discovery sank in, Xylith's compound eyes seemed to sparkle. This could change everything we thought we knew about early galactic civilizations," he chittered. "Zora, do you realize what you've stumbled upon?" Before Zora could respond, an alarm blared throughout the university. Red light pulsed along the organic walls, and a sense of panic began to spread among the students. "Warning!" came a booming voice over the intercom. "Anomaly detected in Sector 7. All students and faculty, please proceed to designated safety zones immediately." Tyleth's wings buzzed with agitation. "Sector 7. That's where we keep the most dangerous and unstable artifacts. Quickly, Zora, we must evacuate." As they rushed through the chaotic corridors, dodging panicked aliens of all shapes and sizes, Zora couldn't shake the feeling that her recent discovery and this sudden crisis were somehow connected. The universe, it seemed, had more in store for her than she could have ever imagined. Little did Zara know, her actions had set in motion a chain of events that would not only challenge her abilities, but also test the very limits of cooperation between vastly different species. As the alarms continued to blare, the true nature of her role at the Galactic University of Sciences was about to be revealed. The Cosmic Challenge. The alarms eventually subsided, but attention lingered in the air of the Galactic University of Sciences. Rumors swirled among the student body, each species interpreting the incident through their own unique cultural lens. Zara found herself at the center of it all, her recent discovery and the mysterious anomaly in Sector 7 becoming the subject of intense speculation. As Zara made her way to the central auditorium for an emergency assembly, she felt the weight of countless alien gazes upon her. Some were curious, others suspicious, and a few even seemed fearful. She quickened her pace, grateful when she spotted Zix's crystalline form shimmering nearby. "Zara, over here," Zix chimed, its facets refracting light in a pattern that Zara had come to recognize as concern. "Are you all right? There are rumors circulating about your involvement in yesterday's incident." Before Zara could respond, a hush fell over the gathered students as Dean Vorex, a massive amorphous being of swirling gases, materialized at the center of the auditorium. Its voice resonated through the chamber, bypassing their audio receptors and vibrating directly in their minds. "Students of the Galactic University of Sciences," Dean Vorex began, its tone grave. "Yesterday's incident was a stark reminder of the responsibilities we bear as custodians of knowledge. The anomaly in Sector 7 has been contained, but its effects have raised troubling questions about the nature of our universe." A ripple of unease passed through the crowd. Dean Vorex continued, "In light of these events, the Galactic Academic Council has decided to accelerate the timeline for the Cosmic Challenge." Excited murmurs broke out among the students. Zara leaned towards Zix, whispering, "What's the Cosmic Challenge?" Zix's crystalline body vibrated with excitement. "It's a legendary competition, held only once every 1,000 years. Teams of students from across the galaxy compete to solve some of the universe's greatest mysteries. The winners are said to receive knowledge beyond imagining." Dean Vorex's form pulsed, drawing attention back to the announcement. "The challenge this year will be unprecedented. Teams must investigate the nature of the anomaly and its connection to the ancient galactic civilizations recently uncovered by one of our students." All eyes in the auditorium turned to Zara. She felt her face flush, a very human reaction that fascinated her alien classmates. "Teams will be formed immediately," Dean Vorex continued. "Each must represent a diverse range of species and disciplines. You have one solar cycle to prepare before the challenge begins." As the assembly dispersed, Zara found herself surrounded by a group of eager aliens, all vying to be on her team. Zix stood protectively by her side, its crystalline surface refracting light in a pattern that somehow managed to look intimidating. "I appreciate the interest," Zara said, trying to sound diplomatic. "But I think it's important that we form a team based on complementary skills and perspectives, not just, whatever it is you think I did." From the crowd, a familiar buzzing voice cut through the chatter. "The human speaks wisely," said Professor Xylith, his wings humming as he approached. "Perhaps we should let Zara choose her teammates based on merit and compatibility." Over the next few hours, Zara carefully assembled her team. Besides Zix, whose logical mind and ability to process vast amounts of data would be invaluable, she chose Gloop, the fungal colony whose interconnected network mimicked complex neural systems. Zorlax, the gaseous intelligence, joined for its unparalleled understanding of particle physics and spatial anomalies. Lastly, much to everyone's surprise, Zara invited Drox, the suspicious hive-mind entity. "Are you certain about this, Zara?" Zix chimed nervously as Drox's swarm of tiny creatures assembled before them. "Drox has been less than supportive of your presence here." Zara nodded firmly. "Exactly. We need diverse perspectives, even challenging ones. Plus, a hive mind could offer insights none of us would think of individually. Drox buzzed, its many components vibrating in a complex pattern. We accept your invitation, human, but do not mistake this for approval. We will be watching you closely. As the newly formed team began to prepare for the cosmic challenge, they faced immediate difficulties. Each member communicated and processed information differently, leading to frequent misunderstandings and heated debates. No. Zorlax's gaseous form swirled agitatedly within its containment suit. The anomaly's quantum signature clearly indicates a non-linear temporal. Preposterous, Drox buzzed, its swarm forming intricate patterns in the air. Our collective analysis shows a multi-dimensional spatial rift, not a temporal one. Zara watched her teammates argue, her mind racing. She thought back to her studies on Earth, to the crazy theories and wild speculations that often led to breakthrough discoveries. An idea began to form. Wait, she said, her voice cutting through the alien cacophony. What if it's both? What if the anomaly is a point where space and time intersect in a way we haven't seen before? The team fell silent, each member processing Zora's suggestion in their own unique way. Slowly, they began to nod, or their species' equivalent of nodding. It's not impossible, Zorlax admitted, its gases swirling thoughtfully. Our collective had not considered this possibility. Drox buzzed, a note of reluctant admiration in its voice. As they delved deeper into their research, fueled by Zora's unconventional thinking, the team began to make progress. They pored over ancient star charts, analyzed quantum fluctuations, and even delved into the metaphysical theories of long-extinct alien philosophers. Days passed in a blur of intense work and heated discussions. Zara found herself pushing the limits of her human endurance, fueled by a mixture of excitement and sheer determination. Her teammates, impressed by her dedication, began to adapt their own work patterns to accommodate her. Gloop extended mycelia filaments to create a nutrient-rich environment that helped Zara stay alert. Zix used its crystalline body to refract light in patterns that stimulated Zora's brainwaves, enhancing her focus. Even Drox, still skeptical but grudgingly respectful, assigned some of its component creatures to monitor Zora's vital signs and alert the others if she needed rest. As the deadline for the cosmic challenge approached, the team made a breakthrough. By combining Zora's intuitive leaps with the vast knowledge and unique perspectives of her alien teammates, they developed a theory that could explain both the anomaly and its connection to the ancient galactic civilizations. It's a nexus, Zora explained excitedly to Professor Xylith during their final review. A point where multiple dimensions intersect, created by an ancient species as a sort of galactic crossroads. Xylith's compound eyes shimmered with interest. Fascinating. And you believe this nexus is responsible for the anomaly in Sector 7? Zara nodded. We think the artifact you're storing there is a key of sorts, designed to access the nexus. When it activated, it caused the anomaly as a kind of doorway trying to open. As Zara and her team made their final preparations, a sense of anticipation built throughout the university. The cosmic challenge was about to begin, and with it, the possibility of unlocking secrets that had remained hidden for millennia. But even as excitement mounted, a shadow loomed over the proceedings. Unbeknownst to Zara and her teammates, forces both within and outside the university were taking a keen interest in their work. The knowledge they sought had the potential to reshape the balance of power in the galaxy, and not everyone wanted that power in the hands of a group led by a young human from a barely spacefaring world. As Zara stepped onto the grand stage where the cosmic challenge would begin, she felt a mix of nervousness and exhilaration. Little did she know, the true test would involve far more than just academic prowess. The fate of the galaxy, and humanity's place in it, was about to hang in the balance. Crisis and cooperation. The grand amphitheater of the Galactic University of Sciences buzzed with an electric atmosphere as teams from across the cosmos gathered for the commencement of the cosmic challenge. Holographic displays shimmered in the air, showcasing the diverse participants, from ethereal energy beings to silicon-based hive minds. Zara stood with her team, a mix of excitement and trepidation coursing through her veins. Zix's crystalline form glittered reassuringly beside her, while Gloop's fungal network pulsed with anticipation. Zorlax's gaseous form swirled within its containment suit, and even Drox's swarm seemed to vibrate with a unified purpose. Dean Vorex materialized at the center of the stage, its amorphous form swirling with gravitas. Esteemed participants, its voice resonated in their minds. The cosmic challenge begins now. Your task is to unravel the mystery of the anomaly in Sector 7 and its connection to the ancient galactic civilizations. The team that provides the most comprehensive and innovative solution will gain access to knowledge beyond imagining. A surge of energy pulsed through the amphitheater, and suddenly, each team found themselves transported to different sections of the university. Zara and her teammates materialized in a stark metallic chamber, the antechamber to the mysterious Sector 7. "Whoa," Zara breathed, steadying herself against a wall. "I don't think I'll ever get used to matter transportation." "Focus, human," Drox buzzed, its swarm forming intricate patterns in the air. "We must proceed with caution. The energies emanating from beyond that door are disconcerting." As if on cue, the massive door to Sector 7 slid open with a deep, resonant hum. The team stepped forward, each member using their unique senses to analyze their surroundings. The chamber beyond was vast, its boundaries seeming to shift and warp as they watched. At its center floated an object that defied description, a swirling vortex of energy and matter, neither solid nor liquid nor gas, but somehow all and none of these at once. "The Nexus artifact," Zara whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. Zorlax's gases swirled excitedly. "The quantum fluctuations are off the charts. It's just as we theorized, a junction point between multiple dimensions." As the team cautiously approached the artifact, Zix suddenly emitted a high-pitched tone of alarm. "Warning, the artifact's energy signature is becoming unstable. It appears to be adapting to our presence." The swirling vortex began to pulse erratically, tendrils of energy lashing out in all directions. The very fabric of space-time seemed to warp and buckle around them. "We need to stabilize it," Zara shouted over the growing chaos. "Zix, can you use your crystalline structure to refract and channel the energy?" Zix chimed in agreement, moving closer to the artifact. Its facets began to glow as it absorbed and redirected the wild energy pulses. "Gloop," Zara continued, her mind racing, "extend your mycelia network. See if you can create a damping field to slow the temporal fluctuations." The fungal colony stretched out, forming a glowing web around the artifact. The violent pulses began to slow, but the instability was far from contained. "Zorlax, we need your expertise in particle physics," Zara called out. "Can you analyze the quantum signature and find a way to harmonize it with our universe's fundamental constants?" The gaseous being expanded, enveloping the artifact in a cocoon of swirling particles. "I'm detecting patterns," Zorlax's voice crackled through its suit, "but they're shifting faster than I can process." Drox, who had been uncharacteristically quiet, suddenly buzzed to life. "We see it now," the hive mind declared. "The patterns are a language, the mathematics of reality itself. But it's too complex for any single consciousness to comprehend." Zara's eyes lit up with an idea. "Then we don't try to understand it individually. We link our minds, create a collective consciousness that can process this level of information." Her alien teammates looked at her in shock. "Zara," Zix chimed worriedly, "such a merger could be dangerous for your human mind. The influx of alien consciousness could overwhelm you." "We have no choice," Zara insisted. "It's the only way to save the university and possibly the entire galaxy. I trust you all. We can do this together." With reluctant agreement from her teammates, Zara initiated the mind link. The sensation was overwhelming. Her consciousness expanded, merging with the logical precision of Zix, the interconnected awareness of Gloop, the quantum understanding of Zorlax, and the collective intelligence of Drox. In this expanded state of awareness, the team could perceive the true nature of the artifact. It wasn't just a nexus between dimensions. It was a repository of knowledge from a civilization that had transcended physical form. The instability was a security measure designed to protect this know-how. Zara breathed, steadying herself against a wall. I don't think I'll ever get used to matter transportation. Focus, human. Drox buzzed, its swarm forming intricate patterns in the air. We must proceed with caution. The energies emanating from beyond that door are disconcerting. As if on cue, the massive door to Sector 7 slid open with a deep, resonant hum. The team stepped forward, each member using their unique senses to analyze their surroundings. The chamber beyond was vast, its boundaries seeming to shift and warp as they watched. At its center floated an object that defied description, a swirling vortex of energy and matter, neither solid nor liquid nor gas, but somehow all and none of these at once. The Nexus artifact, Zara whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. Zorlax's gases swirled excitedly. The quantum fluctuations are off the charts. It's just as we theorized, a junction point between multiple dimensions. As the team cautiously approached the artifact, Zix suddenly emitted a high-pitched tone of alarm. Warning, the artifact's energy signature is becoming unstable. It appears to be adapting to our presence. The swirling vortex began to pulse erratically, tendrils of energy lashing out in all directions. The very fabric of space-time seemed to warp and buckle around them. We need to stabilize it, Zara shouted over the growing chaos. Zix, can you use your crystalline structure to refract and channel the energy? Zix chimed in agreement, moving closer to the artifact. Its facets began to glow as it absorbed and redirected the wild energy pulses. Gloop, Zara continued, her mind racing. Extend your mycelia network. See if you can create a damping field to slow the temporal fluctuations. The fungal colony stretched out, forming a glowing web around the artifact. The violent pulses began to slow, but the instability was far from contained. Zorlax, we need your expertise in particle physics, Zara called out. Can you analyze the quantum signature and find a way to harmonize it with our universe's fundamental constants? The gaseous being expanded, enveloping the artifact in a cocoon of swirling particles. I'm detecting patterns. Zorlax's voice crackled through its suit, but they're shifting faster than I can process. Drox, who had been uncharacteristically quiet, suddenly buzzed to life. We see it now, the hive mind declared. The patterns are a language, the mathematics of reality itself. But it's too complex for any single consciousness to comprehend. Zara's eyes lit up with an idea. Then we don't try to understand it individually. We link our minds, create a collective consciousness that can process this level of information. Her alien teammates looked at her in shock. Zara, Zix chimed worriedly. Such a merger could be dangerous for your human mind. The influx of alien consciousness could overwhelm you. We have no choice, Zara insisted. It's the only way to save the university and possibly the entire galaxy. I trust you all. We can do this together. With reluctant agreement from her teammates, Zara initiated the mind link. The sensation was overwhelming. Her consciousness expanded, merging with the logical precision of Zix, the interconnected awareness of Gloop, the quantum understanding of Zorlax, and the collective intelligence of Drox. In this expanded state of awareness, the team could perceive the true nature of the artifact. It wasn't just a nexus between dimensions. It was a repository of knowledge from a civilization that had transcended physical form. The instability was a security measure designed to protect this triumph of diversity. In the days following the cosmic challenge, the Galactic University of Sciences buzzed with an energy unlike anything in its long history. The revelation of the ancient knowledge repository had sent shockwaves through the academic community, and beyond that, to the far reaches of the known universe. Zara found herself at the center of it all. her team hailed as heroes and pioneers. As she stood before the gathered assembly of students, faculty, and galactic dignitaries, she couldn't help but feel a mix of pride and trepidation. "The discovery we've made," Zora began, her voice carrying across the vast amphitheater, "is not just a triumph of science or academia. It's a testament to the power of diversity and cooperation." She gestured to her teammates, each unique in their form and abilities. "We succeeded not in spite of our differences, but because of them. Each of us brought a perspective that was crucial to understanding and stabilizing the artifact." Zix's crystalline form shimmered in agreement, refracting light in patterns of pride and affection. Gloop's fungal network pulsed with a warm glow, while Zorlax's gaseous form swirled contentedly within its containment suit. Even Drox, the once skeptical hive mind, buzzed with a newfound respect. "But with this great discovery comes an even greater responsibility," Zora continued, her tone growing serious. "The knowledge we've unlocked has the potential to reshape our understanding of the universe, to advance our civilizations in ways we can scarcely imagine. But it also poses risks if misused or misunderstood." A murmur ran through the crowd. Dean Vorex materialized beside Zora, its amorphous form pulsing with gravitas. Indeed, it intoned, its thoughts resonating with all present. "The Galactic Council has convened to discuss the implications of this discovery. They have reached a decision, one that will affect not just our university, but the entire cosmic community." A tense silence fell over the amphitheater. Zara felt her heart racing, acutely aware of the weight of the moment. "In light of the unprecedented nature of this discovery," Dean Vorex continued, "and the unique circumstances of its unlocking, the Galactic Council has decided to establish a new institute. The Cosmic Confluence Center will be dedicated to the study and responsible application of the knowledge contained within the artifact." Excited whispers broke out among the assembled beings. Dean Vorex raised a tendril, calling for silence. Furthermore, in recognition of the crucial role played by Earth's representative, the Council has decided to grant humanity accelerated membership in the Galactic Union. Zara's eyes widened in shock. This was beyond anything she had imagined when she first set foot on the university campus. The implications for Earth, for all of humanity, were staggering. "Zara Chen," Dean Vorex addressed her directly, "you and your team are hereby appointed as the founding members of the Cosmic Confluence Center. Your first task will be to serve as ambassadors, bridging the gap between Earth and the wider galactic community." As the announcement sank in, Zara felt a whirlwind of emotions: joy at the recognition, anxiety about the responsibility, and a deep sense of purpose. She looked at her teammates, seeing in their alien faces a reflection of her own determination. "We accept this honor and responsibility," Zara said, her voice steady and clear. "But we do so with the understanding that this is not an endpoint, but a beginning. The true challenge lies ahead, in how we apply this knowledge, in how we grow as a galactic community, and in how we face the unknown challenges that await us." Over the next few months, Zara and her team worked tirelessly to establish the Cosmic Confluence Center. They faced numerous challenges, from deciphering the complex information within the artifact to navigating the political intricacies of introducing Earth to the galactic stage. Zix's logical mind proved invaluable in creating systems to catalog and analyze the vast trove of knowledge. Gloop's interconnected awareness helped in identifying patterns and connections that others missed. Zorlax's understanding of quantum mechanics was crucial in translating abstract concepts into practical applications, and Drox, with its hive-mind intelligence, excelled at considering problems from multiple angles simultaneously. As for Zara, she found her role evolving. More than just a scientist or a student, she became a bridge between worlds. Her human perspective, once seen as primitive by some, was now recognized as a valuable asset. Her ability to think creatively, to make intuitive leaps, and to inspire others became the cornerstone of the center's philosophy. 1 year after the cosmic challenge, Zara stood on a platform overlooking Earth, preparing to address her home planet for the first time as an official galactic ambassador. As she gazed at the blue marble suspended in space, she reflected on the journey that had brought her here. "People of Earth," she began, her words broadcast to billions, "I stand before you today not just as a fellow human, but as a representative of a vast and wondrous galactic community. We are not alone in the universe. In fact, we are part of a rich tapestry of life, each thread unique and vital to the whole." As she spoke, holographic images appeared around her, showcasing the diversity of alien life and the marvels of the cosmos. Our entry into the Galactic Union marks the beginning of a new era for humanity. We have much to learn, but also much to offer. Our creativity, our resilience, our unique way of looking at the universe. These are gifts we bring to the cosmic table. Zara's voice swelled with emotion and conviction. But let us not forget the lesson at the heart of our journey: the power of diversity and cooperation. In a universe of infinite possibilities, it is our differences that make us strong. Together, we can face any challenge, solve any puzzle, and explore the farthest reaches of existence. As her speech concluded, Zara felt a sense of profound gratitude. She thought of Professor Xylith, who had taken a chance on an unknown human student. She thought of her teammates, once strangers from alien worlds, now the closest of friends. And she thought of all the adventures that still lay ahead, in a universe more vast and wondrous than she had ever imagined. The Galactic University of Senosciences had changed her, just as she had changed it. And now, together with her alien companions and her human kin, she stood ready to embrace the infinite possibilities of the cosmos. As the applause from Earth washed over her, mingling with the approving hums, buzzes, and chimes of her alien colleagues, Zara knew that this was just the beginning. The true odyssey, for her, for humanity, and for the entire galactic community, was only just beginning. A new cosmic era. 5 years had passed since Zora's groundbreaking speech to Earth, and the galaxy had changed in ways few could have predicted. The Cosmic Confluence Center, once a fledgling institution, had become a beacon of interstellar cooperation and scientific advancement. Zara, now a seasoned diplomat and scientist, stood at the observation deck of Earth's first extrasolar embassy, located on a bustling trade hub world. She watched as ships of various designs, some familiar, others utterly alien, docked and departed in a carefully choreographed dance of cosmic commerce. "Remarkable, isn't it?" came a familiar chittering voice. Professor Xylith, his exoskeleton showing signs of age, but his compound eyes as bright as ever, joined her at the window. Zara smiled warmly at her old mentor. "Sometimes I still can't believe how far we've come." Indeed, the changes had been profound. Earth had undergone a renaissance of sorts, with the influx of alien knowledge spurring advancements in technology, medicine, and environmental restoration. The fear and skepticism that had initially greeted the news of alien life had largely given way to curiosity and enthusiasm. But it hadn't all been smooth sailing. There had been challenges, cultural misunderstandings, philosophical disagreements, and the occasional diplomatic incident. Zara and her team had worked tirelessly to bridge gaps and foster understanding. "We've received word from the Andromeda expedition," Xylith said, his antennae twitching with excitement. "They've successfully established contact with several sentient species there. It seems your theory about cross-galactic communication was correct." Zara nodded, a mixture of pride and humility washing over her. The expedition, using principles derived from the ancient artifact, had achieved what was once thought impossible: faster than light travel to the nearest major galaxy. "And how are our old friends?" Zara asked, thinking fondly of her former teammates. "Thriving," Xylith replied. "Zix is leading a team exploring the possibilities of crystal-based quantum computing. Gloop's research into mycelia networks has revolutionized our understanding of ecosystem management. Zorlax has been instrumental in developing new clean energy sources. And Drox, well, Drox has become quite the philosopher, believe it or not. They're writing a treatise on the nature of consciousness and collective intelligence." Zara chuckled, remembering the once skeptical hive mind's initial distrust of her. How far they had all come. A soft chime interrupted their conversation. "Ambassador Chen," came a voice over the intercom. "The Galactic Council session is about to begin. Your presence is requested." "Duty calls," Zara said with a smile. She turned to Silith, placing a hand on his chitinous shoulder. "Thank you, Professor, for everything. None of this would have been possible without you taking a chance on a curious human girl." Silith's mandibles clicked in what Zara had long ago learned was his species' equivalent of a warm smile. "My dear, you have long since surpassed anything I could have taught you. It is the galaxy that should be thanking you." As Zara made her way to the council chambers, her mind raced with the possibilities that lay ahead. The knowledge from the artifact had opened up new frontiers, but it had also raised new questions. What other wonders and challenges awaited them in the vastness of the cosmos? How would humanity continue to evolve and adapt in this grand interstellar community? One thing was certain: the adventure was far from over. As she entered the chamber, greeted by a diversity of alien faces and non-faces that still sometimes took her breath away, Zara felt a familiar surge of excitement. The universe was vast, full of mysteries and marvels, and humanity, thanks in part to one curious girl's journey, was now an integral part of its unfolding story. The best was yet to come.